Yo, what's up guys, I'm Immortal Reaper, and it has been a while since I've posted. It's been about a week. Um, and some of you might be watching and thinking you have to what's this deja vu? Isn't this the same exact screen from a few videos ago? Yes, it is! Now, don't leave, don't leave! Not the same video. I'm gonna be talking about the same person, but more just about Ilia Topuria as a whole. But the reason I haven't been posting is because I had to switch over to a different editing software, so I've been learning that, and that coupled together with work, I've been a little bit busy. I just haven't had the will to post my videos, but now I'm going on a spree right now. I'm recording and editing a lot of videos at once, as much as I can today and the next few days. I'm going to be working on all these videos, so those will be coming out soon, including this one, of course, coming out today. But yeah, Ilia Topuria, I have to talk about this. I've been wanting to record this video for a bit since the fight, because after the fight, I will admit I am a fan of Topuria. Okay, I like Topuria. Of course, I would have loved to see Charles Oliveira win, or at least, not get knocked out. But then, then again, it's like it adds to Ilia Topuria's, his status, his, how great he is, that he is able to do that to Oliveira. But that brings me to my next thing, my next talking point that I gotta bring it up. This entire video was structured around Ilia Topuria. The entire reason I made this video was because I have a few things to say about Ilia Topuria that I've noticed a lot of people online discrediting Ilia Topuria. Now, I know look, the MMA community is not that great. It's not that great. It's very flawed, very illogical, very biased, and all this stuff. But so many people are discrediting Ilia Topuria with his success in the UFC. So many people saying that, oh, he's only beating old guys and he's not actually that good. And the breaking point was yesterday. I was looking at YouTube and I saw these comments saying that Conor McGregor would be able to put up a good fight against Ilia if he came back right now. What? Okay, so that was the last straw. That was the last straw. And people saying that Ilia just has power. That's the only thing he has over Conor. Like, that's actually crazy to say that all he has over Conor is power, and that it's not his technique and precision that helps him win these fights. Okay, yeah. Let me just get started. So I see all these people commenting that he's only beating up old guys, old washed fighters. First, we go to Alexander Volkanovski. So look, I get it. Volkanovski, he got knocked out just a few months earlier by Islam Makhachev, and I see a valid point for that fight. People can say that he was washed by that. Since then, Volk has won the title back. He won. After that, lost to Ilia Topuria, he won the title back against Diego Lopez. The guy who only has a loss in the UFC to Movsar Evloev. And it wasn't even that bad of a loss. It was a short notice debut, and he put Evloev in multiple submissions. He had good moments in that fight. And Volkanovski completely outclassed him. I think it was 49-46, maybe 50-45 against him. The only big moment for Lopez was the knockdown, and it wasn't even a bad knockdown. It wasn't even that bad of a knockdown. Volkanovski completely dominated him, and people are saying that, oh, well, Volk was washed and this and that. Look, I get he got knocked out. Let me tell you this. If he did not get knocked out by Islam Makhachev, he still would have got knocked out by that blow. You cannot tell me that his chin is just completely gone now after that head kick from Islam Makhachev. That punch that landed on him against the fence would have knocked him out regardless. You could see the amount of force in it when it landed. He would have got knocked out anyways. And the thing is, he was doing good. He was doing good in the fight. I think he won the first round. And he was actually getting some decent shots off. And people are acting like he was completely washed and this and that. And oh, since it was... Bro, he would have got knocked out regardless. Then you go to the Max fight. People are saying that Max is washed. People are saying that Max is old because he's been in the UFC for so long, and even though he's not like super old in age, because everything's caught up to him, now suddenly he's super old. And what are these people talking about? Literally on a 3-fight win streak, just knocked out Justin Gaethje, known as the hardest hitter inside of the 155 pounds. Now I get it, like Max's chin is gonna be better at 155. I get that, and that's another thing. People talking about the weight cut. He's literally been at featherweight his entire career, and I get, he moved up in weight. He didn't gain a crazy ton amount of weight. Okay, he gained like a good amount of weight to where he would be fighting healthily at 155. It wasn't like when he fought Dustin Poirier back in the day and he was like a little chubby, not like chubby obviously, but he just gained like mostly like fat when he went up in weight. Like I get that he actually got muscle and stuff. It's not like he put on like a crazy amount of weight, guys. It's not like he put on a crazy amount of weight. Let's be honest. The weight cut was fine. He's like, I'm pretty sure he even said that he had a really good weight cut. It was just that Ilia Topuria was better, and he was doing good too. Max did better against Ilia Topuria than anyone he's fought in a while, and he got knocked out. It wasn't because of the weight cut. It wasn't because of this or that. It's because Ilia Topuria is just that good. Max is not washed up. He was on a 3-fight winning streak. I think 2 of them were finishes too. Yeah. He finished Korean Zombie. He won against Allen, and then he knocked out Justin Gaethje. Completely outclassed him too. It wasn't just like he knocked him out. No, he completely outclassed him for 5 rounds and then knocked him out in the final round. And you're telling me that this guy is suddenly washed as soon as he loses to Ilia Topuria? Same thing with Charles. People are saying that Charles is washed. Look, I get Charles isn't in his prime, but he's not completely washed, guys. Let's be honest. He just won against Michael Chandler the fight before. Before that, he lost a split decision against Arman Tsarukyan. Arman Tsarukyan, whose only loss is to Islam Makhachev, and it was his debut. And you're telling me that this suddenly just makes him washed because he loses a split decision? And before that, he knocked out Beneil Dariush. Look at his past fights. It's literally just been 2 losses that he's had recently. One to Islam Makhachev, which was, Islam Makhachev dominated him. Let's, no doubt about that. But, against Arman Tsarukyan, it was literally a split decision. And he almost submitted the dude multiple times. But then you're telling me, oh, he's suddenly washed now, that he gets knocked out by Ilia Topuria. That's another thing. He gets colded, completely knocked out. Charles Oliveira has never been knocked out. He's never been knocked out. He's been TKO'd. He's been submitted. He's been, all this other stuff. He's never been knocked out cold. Never in his entire career. And Ilia Topuria just did it in the first round. I get that he's a little bit older now, but I mean, he survived every single person's punches except for Ilia Topuria. As soon as Ilia Topuria lands clean, he's out. Come on, guys. It's not because he was washed. It's not this or that. He's literally still really good at fighting. He just showed that by his domination against Chandler. His split decision loss against Arman wasn't... I mean, yes, Arman did way more in that fight, of course. But, I mean, he almost finished Arman with a guillotine at the very first round. And he had Arman in, like, 2 other different submissions that were pretty well. And he was able to survive the ground and pound from Arman. And Arman's known for his ground and pound. Like, all of this stuff. But then, as soon as he loses to Topuria, oh, he's completely washed. He's completely washed. Are you serious? Same thing with the last 2 guys I mentioned. And then, people look back at, oh, he couldn't finish Emmett. He couldn't finish Josh Emmett. He 10-7 this dude. It doesn't matter if he didn't finish Josh Emmett. Who is the last person that to knock Josh Emmett out? Who is the last person that that knocked Josh Emmett out? What was his name? I'll put his picture on the screen, but like, other than that, like, who was the last person that that knocked out Josh Emmett? And I mean, Ilia was being very, like, he was being very cautious about Josh Emmett's power. He was trying to, make sure he doesn't get hit by that power shot, because everyone knows, Josh Emmett, he can just like fluke an overhand, So like let's be real. This dude 10-7 Josh Emmett completely battered him. Had his face looking, his face completely destroyed. And you're telling me that because he didn't knock him out, that suddenly that makes his win like any less? I mean, if like, come on, this dude 10-7'd him. And then Bryce Mitchell, I mean, he completely battered Bryce Mitchell and then submitted him. Like I get Bryce Mitchell isn't like the greatest competition out there, but I mean, he completely battered that dude, submitted him, and then all of his other fights, he's won by knockout, except for his fight against Zalal. But I mean, he still won that fight. Like people are discrediting this guy so much because they just don't like him. That's it. And then, the next person if he fights Patty, if he wins against Patty, oh, Patty was never even that good anyways, which I mean, I agree with. Patty's, I think he's good. I just don't think he's, the best out there, obviously. I don't think he's the next best, but, if he does that to Patty, they were going to say, oh, well, Patty, he was never that good. And then, if he does that to Armin, oh, Armin's best win was against Charles Oliveira, and Charles Oliveira's washed, apparently. So, that doesn't even matter. He could do that to Islam Makhachev. People would be like, oh, well, since Islam cut back down from welterweight, it doesn't count, or something like that. Like, they're never going to give this dude credit, but he deserves credit. Ilia Topuria, possibly the future GOAT of the sport, and currently he's just on a different level. But that's all. It was just like a rant video that I had to make. I just had to speak about this. People disrespecting Ilia Topuria. This dude is completely outclassing everyone. He is built different. He's knocked out 3 legends of the sport, 2 of the greatest featherweights of all time, 1 of the greatest lightweights of all time. And I'm done with this narrative that you should discredit them because these guys aren't in their quote-unquote prime, even though Max Holloway is literally on a winning streak. Volkanovski won his title back, and Charles Oliveira has only lost to the 2 best contenders, well, the 2 best fighters in the lightweight division, one being the new GOAT in Islam Makhachev, and one being undefeated except for his fight against Islam Makhachev, and it was by split decision. So I don't want to hear any of this narrative that like these fighters were all washed and that Ilia Topuria isn't even that good. He is that good. So let's stop the cap. Let's stop the cap.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
But anyways, hope y'all liked the video. If you agree, comment down below. If you disagree, also comment down below. I'll happily dispute. I love like arguing with people. Not in the sense that like arguing maliciously, but more just like debating. I love debating. I love debate about stuff that I feel passionately about. So if you disagree, comment down below. Let me know. Hey, I'll debate with you. Okay, I will do it. But if you did like the video, make sure to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and many more videos to come in the future. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.